Yo, I'm back. And like I was saying, the useless stats. Like, for instance, they're like, oh, um, he went to, uh, no, 10 finals, nine finals in 10 years. Yeah, but you only won four. You know, it's not like when you talk about Brady and you say, Brady's been to, you know, 10 Super Bowls and then lost three. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 7 out of 10 looks a whole lot better than 4 out of 9. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you put the numbers against each other and you say, who's better? You're going to say 7 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're even going to say Magic 5 out of 9. You know, you're going to say, you know, we're going to take out, um, uh, Jordan's 6-0. Take that out. Cause that's, and like my son had always told me, I remember one time he asked me that, he said, Dad, why is that so important? Why does everybody keep throwing that up? And I would always tell him, because everybody that was great, you gotta understand, the people that were before Jordan, Larry, Magic, all of them, even everything goes, all of them lost the finals. All of them lost. All of them losses. And Jordan doesn't have any losses. You know what I'm saying? So that made it, even. That's what, that was like separator. And then it wasn't, and then we don't, uh, and like I don't even want to even throw in 2 back-to-back three-peats and all that kind of crazy stuff and everything else. And that, like I had mentioned that, LeBron has never done the trifecta, which I call it the trifecta, and that is where you are the league MVP, All-Star MVP, and also the Finals MVP. You're the complete. You were the best player, hands down, in the NBA. Not just by uh, popularity or whatever, or because who you were, but you had the numbers and everything, and scoring champion on top of that. You know what I'm saying? You were the scoring champion, you were the league MVP, you were the All-Star MVP, you were a Finals MVP, and Jordan did that twice. You know, that's what I said. And like I said, I take nothing away from LeBron's greatness. I take nothing away from it. It is great. He has had a very, great, great, great career. You know what I'm saying? He's a Hall of Famer. He is a top 5, some people's book, top 10 in mine. And everybody said, well, who you put above him? Who you put above him? And I said, I put players like even Kobe, Magic, and Bird above LeBron. And only because and everybody will say, I would say one, and they said, you put Larry Bird. I said, listen, Larry Bird was the baddest white dude on the basketball court. When he could go up against anybody, you know what I'm saying? Go against anybody and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and 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 not just basketball wise, but physical wise too. You know, he wasn't no punk. You know what I'm saying? You know, he'll throw hands too. You trying to don't come in there thinking you about to try to muscle him or nothing like that. He'll throw a right hand on you. Bow. You know what I'm saying? No, he wasn't no punk. So, you know, no, not to saying that, no, not saying nothing bad about LeBron or anything like that, but it's just, you know what I'm saying, that in my opinion carries a lot of weight. And on top of being like a three-time champion, you know what I'm saying, a league MVP, you know what I'm saying, three-point champion. I mean, the man won the three-point contest in a warm-up suit. You know what I'm saying? Just shooting the ball like everything else, just like in a warm-up suit, like walking up the court, like you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was, you know, you know, um, I got the dog. Then dog gets in everything. But no, but like people like me, I criticize LeBron for now allowing a general manager to do his job. Um, we all know, you know what I'm saying, even though it's still like that uh, forbidden uh, uh, saying or whatever, but you know, they planned on playing together in Miami, you know. Uh, then I guess that's where LeBron got the idea of this is the winning formula to win championships and stuff. And so when he comes to Cleveland, he tells them, I want Kevin Love. Well, because Kyrie Irving, and that's what I took right here and everybody. I said I respected Kyrie Irving more than I respected LeBron. Because Kyrie had signed his contract to stay here in Cleveland without even knowing that LeBron was coming back. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm signing this contract because LeBron is coming back. I get to play with LeBron. No. He signed the contract because he's like, shoot, I'm willing to sign the contract. I'm willing to stay in and be the man. But, you know, LeBron ended up coming back. And they ended up, you know, Purdy said, I want Kevin Love. I want Kevin Love. You know, and the Cavs did what they had to do in order to get Kevin Love before LeBron even touched down in Cleveland and put on a uniform. Got rid of Andrew Wiggins, your first round draft pick. You had just drafted, shipped him off, everything else. Turned around here and got Kevin Love. You know, and you know, you go to the finals. That first year, the 2014-15 season, as you notice, I got on a t-shirt. Everything else, you turn around here, you lose. Well, like I said, I don't know. Like I said, that's one of the seasons where I could honestly say, we really don't know because had Kyrie and Kevin Love both been healthy, you know, maybe that would have been more of a 6 or 7 game series, and Cavs ended up pulling that out and actually winning in that year instead of in the following year, 2016, where I remember reading a comment that that like Drake. Well, I mean, and you gonna be biased. I mean, you know, people go turn around here, and I like when I first read the statement that Draymond Green said that even though they didn't win the title in the 15-16 season and they lost that their 73-9 team is still should be still considered the greatest team of all time. Um, I always give the analogy that the 72 Dolphins, right, are the only team ever in NFL history to actually do a perfect season, right? Um, the 2007 New England Patriots, right, are the second team in NFL history to go through the regular season, right, undefeated. Okay, um, went through the playoffs, lost Super Bowl to New York Giants. Um, the Giants win. No, here's the fun part. Here's the fun part. The Giants' journey and winning that Super Bowl completely overshadows that perfect regular season and all that type of stuff. Unless you live in New England and you're a New England fan. But far as in football eyes, right, and everything goes. Like if you tell anybody about the 2000 season, they'll mention New England Patriots was uh undefeated that year, but didn't they lose in the Super Bowl? You know, and nobody remembers if you lose. They only remember if you win. That's what is the biggest separator for me with this whole LeBron Jordan thing is that because you've lost more than you've won, even though the wins have been great, all the wins, you know what I'm saying, for, the first year, you beat a very young OKC team with Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, and everything else. You beat a very young team, which you were supposed to win. There was no way y'all were supposed to not win, right? I would say out of the 4 championships, only 2 were actually, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, that only 2 were actually earned, right? And that was the 2013 against San Antonio and the 2016. Those are only 2. I cannot give you credit. It had it been reversed, like had you won against San Antonio first, then did your back to back on, I would say, a weaker team, I would have gave you more. I would have said, because that was to me like when prime example, 1994 and 1995, 2 years that the one year Jordan was on hiatus, and then the second year, he got bumped out in the semifinals and stuff like that. That Houston faced the Knicks in that first finals, which rightfully so, because the Knicks at that point in time, they were the next ones to to be in line right after the Bulls, because they were like right on the tipping point, but the Bulls kept knocking them out. So with Jordan gone and knowing that, they could be a little bit physical, you know. They just have more, they had it. So, and then that following year they faced the Orlando Magic with, a very young, Shaquille O'Neal, Horace Grant. Well, Horace Grant wasn't young, but he led a young team in, Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson, and stuff like that, and where's that one because basically, you know, uh, Horace Grant is not not that dominant absolute scorer. He's more of a defender, rebounder, and can give you some points when you need them. But his main thing was more or less rebounding, defending, and stuff like that. And so like I said, we give you a couple points. It's great, but so it wasn't like he could lead the charge to turn around here to be like, yo, we can really take down, the champion. So, they ended up getting swept. Houston swept them in the finals, which they were supposed to. They were supposed to, you know, and you know, but this season the Lakers look like they just look silly. They looked real silly. They looked real silly. And as much as they tried to save face, there was no way they really could save face. Really couldn't. They really couldn't. Because that was all on LeBron to turn around here because you approved this roster. You wanted to bring Carmelo Anthony in. You was okay with bringing Dwight Howard back, everything else, and all these other, what I'm saying, and it just, then you get mad because the front office won't do the midseason trade and everything else and all that type of stuff. And that was like right when you turn around here, and now you just want to try to, because you figure that the season is done with anyway, so you just decide to just go on this scoring spree, and everything goes. And it's like, for what? And that was my whole thing was like, you're doing all this for what? For what? You're not winning games. That only looks good when you win games. It was like in Jordan's early career when he was doing all the scoring titles and, right, 45, 50, 60 points a game and stuff like that, and they were losing. It was like, okay, so, and that's how we looked at LeBron this year. I really looked at LeBron like, okay, you scored 50 points in this game, so didn't win. Did you really need to score 50 points? And you know, and the tricky part about it was, and the difference in mentality. Jordan's objective always was just to win the game. It wasn't like he's saying, okay, I want to go out here and try to score 50, 60 points. Even though sometimes he would joke about who was defending him that day, and he'll be like, oh, that'd be 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, and people knew, they had this thing where uh, they said that I think it was Shaq. I think it was. So it said that nobody fears LeBron, and he didn't. You don't fear LeBron. You just know he's a great player. He's gonna make great plays. He's gonna make maybe a few incredible shots and stuff like that. He's gonna get to the hole. He's gonna dunk or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But nobody fears LeBron. Nobody's ever feared LeBron. Nobody went to that. It was uh, never a guy going, I gotta guard Michael Jordan tonight. I just hope he don't embarrass me. You know what I'm saying? It was like that, where's that? And um LeBron don't have that. LeBron don't have that. He's it's like this, you know, you could talk mess to LeBron. LeBron is just, you know, you know, he's gonna just like shrug it off or whatever and everything else, and you know, and you know, but Jordan gonna take that personal. He gonna get up in your face. He gonna cuss at you. He gonna turn around here and he gonna say, "Okay, I'm gonna show you who I am," and go out there and just his whole mentality would be like, "I'm gonna just destroy you on the offensive and defensive end. I'm gonna turn around here. I'm gonna shut you down, and I'm gonna score on you all the time, anytime I can." And just like when in the Last Dance, right? When he was facing the Charlotte Hornets and B.J. Armstrong does all that roar, all that everything else, and he said, and Mike said, "B.J. know better. He know better. He know better." And then even Glenn Rice said, "We knew that didn't sit well. We knew that didn't sit well." And we said, "Oh man." And he said, "I told everybody in the locker room, right? We in for a dog fight. Cause we done woke Michael Jordan up." And that was the one thing you just, cause you feel like, I don't want to waste this man. He already got enough things going on in his brain to turn around here to keep the game interesting for him. We don't need, like he said, Mike don't need no more gas added to the fire. He don't need it. And if you add more, expect the ass whooping to come. Expect it to come. Right? LeBron just gonna play great because he's a great player. And I tell everybody that. LeBron is a great player. He is a great player. He's a great player. And everything else. But as far as really being the greatest of all time, and as far as what he has done to the Lakers organization, it's a shame. In my opinion, it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame that now that Shaq told the people, coaches, don't touch that job. That's a trap, right? Because the part about it, you got a one and done with that roster that you got. You got a one and done, and what you gonna come in there and try to change? And all these guys been in the league 10+ years. What you really gonna come in there and say, or try to motivate, or what you gonna try to break from these guys? Nothing. Not a daggone thing. Right? So, hey, so that's what, and LeBron deserved all the blame. He done put them in the position. I even joked that the Lakers should trade him. And I'm serious. I ain't gonna lie. Give the market value you can for him. Couple players, couple draft picks, and stuff like that, and just, keep it moving. Because if this is anything, any inclination of what will transpire again for another year, oh man, they might run LeBron out of LA. Might run him out of LA. And the more that, like I give you a prime example, that the more and more that if he does not deliver, and see, it's not even about on him no more because you're too old now. Oh, he was averaging 30 a game. Yeah, but it wasn't in a winning effort. So what? So what? You didn't win. And that's all we really care about, and that's all we count is what you want. Not no almost, not no coulda, shoulda, wouldas. What did you win as a fact, right? The facts are, right, out of sir, right, out of 10 years, you went to 9 finals and only won 4, right? And the only one that really anybody really kind of recognizes or right turns around here and really gives you the okay for it, the 2016 out of the 4. Because the more you turn around here and you don't do nothing in LA, the one in LA don't really mean nothing. That was just like in 1999 when San Antonio won theirs. The biggest thing everybody said, oh man, it was only because it was a short season that San Antonio won. I always said that. But, uh, what? Last trophy they won was in 14, right? The last trophy they won. So, 4 in 14 years. 4 more champions. Now you can count that they were pretty legitimate and basically was in the playoffs every single year, right? You know, got to the Western Conference semifinals a couple of times, Western Conference finals a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So you can't turn around here and say nah, they didn't do it. Nah, no, they no, right? So, but hey, it is what it is. You know, we'll see who the next coaching candidate will be for LA. But like I said, I give all respect to LeBron for all his accomplishments, everything else, right? But you still are not king of the mountain. You're not. You're not. You're still chasing, right? You're still chasing, and that's proven in the stat stuffing that you're doing. You're still chasing. You're still chasing that. You know, because even Karl Malone did what you did, and I think he did because I looked that up. How many years did actually Karl Malone play? Because I know he came in right around the time Jordan did. So that would put him at, okay, if 98 or so, that would put him at year uh, 12, 13, something like that. But the thing about it was, I think he joined the Lakers, because he did join the Lakers, but I believe like him, Steve Nash, all them guys, they came later though. Now I knew had to be because okay, around 2003 or something like that because uh, that was right after because Lakers did their little three-peat 2000, 2001, 2002. Um, then I believe for that following year that Karl Malone, Steve Nash, you know what I'm saying, all those guys turned around. He tried to come to LA and jump on and try to get a ring before their careers ended, and it didn't work out for them because the Lakers didn't end up going back to the finals until I think it was that following year. Because they lost, I believe, because they went to 4. Because in 2003, I believe that's the year they lost to the Detroit Pistons. That year. I don't do a little bit. I think that's what it was. But, you know, but like I said, a lot of LeBron fans did say, "Oh man, who he averaged this many points in the playoffs?" I said, "Yeah, but they lost. He still doesn't hold the highest average, points per game in a final series. He still don't hold that. No, So, but this is gonna be a long video. I want to apologize because actually my wife was calling me uh, while I was doing the video. So if y'all see breaks or whatever in the video, that's why. Um, but I won't, like I said, you're going to be seeing more videos coming up um, and everything else. So like, comment, subscribe, and I want to thank all my subscribers. People that watch my videos. Even if I only get 1 or 2 views, I do this for the love and the fun of it. I always love talking sports and I always like giving my opinion on sports. So hey, just give me the sometimes perfect weight event on some sports. But other than that, everybody, y'all take care. Peace.